Hi friends, let's read some stories from Clifford's Big Book of Stories. There are 4 in here. Clifford the Big Red Dog, Clifford's Puppy Days, Clifford's Good Deeds, and Clifford Gets a Job. Here we go. Clifford the Big Red Dog. I'm Emily Elizabeth, and I have a dog. My dog is a big red dog. Other kids I know have dogs too. Some are big dogs, and some are red dogs. But I have the biggest, reddest dog on our street. This is my dog, Clifford. We have fun together. We play games. I throw a stick and he brings it back to me. He makes mistakes sometimes. We play hide and seek. I'm a good hide and seek player. I can find Clifford no matter where he hides. We play camping out, and I don't need a tent. He can do tricks too. He can sit up and beg. Oh, I know he's not perfect. He has some bad habits. He runs after cars. He catches some of them. He runs after cats, too. We don't go to the zoo anymore. He digs up flowers. Clifford loves to chew shoes. It's not easy to keep Clifford. He eats and drinks a lot. His house was a problem too. But he's a very good watchdog. The bad boys don't come around anymore. One day I gave Clifford a bath, and I combed his hair and took him to a dog show. I'd like to say Clifford won first prize, but he didn't. I don't care. You can keep all your small dogs. You can keep all your black, white, brown, and spotted dogs. I'll keep Clifford. Wouldn't you? Let's read another. This one's Clifford's Puppy Days. Hi, we are Clifford and Emily Elizabeth. Clifford is my dog. He's pretty big. Clifford wasn't always so big. When he was a puppy, he was very, very small. I had to be careful when I played with him. He was too small to fetch a ball. Poor little Clifford. He wanted to play with my toys. They were too big. But he liked the merry-go-round I made for him. On cold winter days, Clifford found snuggly, warm places to sleep, like my cap. We put a clock by his bed at night. The ticking seemed to lull him to sleep. Once I forgot to shut off the alarm. Oops. At first, I gave Clifford baths in our bathtub. He slipped off the soap one day, and I almost lost him. After that, I bathed him in a soup bowl. Daddy was surprised when I told him what I had used for Clifford's bathtub. It was fun having such a small puppy, but Clifford was easy to lose. One day, my aunt came to visit. When she left, we looked all over for our small red puppy. My aunt found him in the bake shop. Clifford was scared. He plopped into the cream puffs. Then he ran through the pies. The baker tried to catch him, but Clifford climbed up the wedding cake and landed in the whipped cream. The baker was a little upset. What a mess! My aunt didn't know what to do. She didn't want to bring Clifford home looking like that. A small boy with a big dog had an idea. He said his dog loved whipped cream. In no time, Clifford was all cleaned up. I was so happy to have Clifford home again. The dog who brought him to me was the biggest dog I had ever seen. Until Clifford grew up. Thanks for reading Clifford the Small Red Puppy with us. Let's read Clifford's Good Deeds. Hello, I'm Emily Elizabeth. This is my dog, Clifford. A boy named Tim lives across the street. One day, Tim said, I try to do a good deed every day. If I had Clifford, I could help a lot of people. I said, let's go do some good deeds together. A man was raking leaves. Tim gave him a hand. When we helped him put the leaves in his truck, I didn't know that dry leaves make Clifford sneeze. The man said he didn't need any more help. So we went down the street. We saw a lady painting her fence. We helped her paint. When we finished, she thanked us. Clifford felt so happy that he wagged his tail. That was a mistake. White paint splattered all over the house. We said we would paint the rest of her house too. The lady said, never mind. Then we saw an old lady trying to get her kitten down from a tree. Tim said, Clifford, get the kitty. Clifford bent the limb down so the lady could reach her kitten, but his paw slipped. Oops. Clifford moves pretty fast for a big dog. The lady was glad to get her kitten back. It didn't take us long to find our next good deed to do. Somebody had let the air out of the tires of a car. The man asked if we could help him. Tim took a rubber tube out of the car and stuck it on the tire valve. Then he told Clifford to blow air through the tube. Clifford blew, but he blew a little too hard. The man felt better when we took his car to a garage. We saw a small paper boy. He was so small he couldn't throw the newspapers to the doorstep. So Clifford gave him a paw. But Clifford was a little too strong. Nothing seemed to go right for us. All our good deeds were turning out wrong. Then we saw a terrible thing. A man was hurt and lying in the street. Nobody was helping him. Tim said, you should never move an injured person. But Clifford didn't hear him. He picked the man up. We started to find a doctor. Oh dear. And then we helped the men get their cable back down the manhole. Tim said, Clifford, maybe you shouldn't help me anymore. Clifford felt very sad. He had tried so hard to do the right things. We headed for home. Suddenly we heard someone shouting, help! Fire! The house on the corner was on fire. Tim ran to the alarm box to call the fire department. Clifford ran to the burning house. There were 2 little kids upstairs. With Clifford's help, we got them out safely. Luckily, there was a swimming pool in the yard. Clifford put out the fire just as the firemen were arriving. The firemen finished the job and thanked us for our help. That afternoon, the mayor gave us each a medal for our good deeds. Of course, Clifford got the biggest medal of all. Thanks for reading Clifford's Good Deeds with us. This one is Clifford Gets a Job. Hello, I'm Emily Elizabeth. If you don't live on my street, you may not know me or my dog Clifford. He's a lot of fun to play with. There is only one bad thing about Clifford. He eats a lot of dog food. And a lot of dog food costs a lot of money. We were spending all our money on dog food for Clifford. Mother and Daddy didn't know what to do. We will have to send Clifford away, they said. Clifford didn't want to go away. He made up his mind to get a job and pay for his own dog food. He decided to join the circus. Good old Clifford. The circus man liked Clifford. Clifford got the job. But they put him in the sideshow. He just sat there. and people just looked at him. Clifford wanted to do something. So he peeked into a tent. He saw little dogs doing tricks. Clifford wanted to do tricks too. So he ran into the tent and he tried to jump through the hoop, just like the little dogs. But it didn't work. In the next ring, Clifford saw a little dog riding on a pony. Clifford thinks he can do anything a little dog can do. But he can't. The circus man was angry. He asked Clifford to leave. "Don't worry," I said. "You can get another job." So we went to see a farmer. The farmer thought Clifford would be a good farm dog. He said Clifford could work for him. First, Clifford rounded up the cows. Then Clifford brought home a wagon full of hay. He was doing so well. And then he saw a rat running to the barn. Clifford knew that rats on a farm were very bad, so Clifford chased the rat. Clifford and I started home. We felt very bad. Everything had gone wrong. Suddenly, a car came speeding past us, and right behind it came a police car. They were chasing robbers. Clifford took a shortcut through the woods and caught the robbers. I was very proud. The chief of police offered Clifford a job as a police dog. Now Clifford goes to work every day. They don't pay him money, but every week they send Clifford a lot of dog food. So now we can keep him. Isn't that wonderful? Good old Clifford. Thanks for reading all these Clifford stories with us.